Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're diving into a question that a lot of travelers ask themselves before their first big trip. Do you really need to learn a new language before traveling? And if the answer is yes, how much is actually enough? Because let's be honest, learning a language sounds overwhelming. It takes time, effort, and consistency. And most people feel like they need to be good before they even step on a plane. But today, I want to break that idea. Let's start with the biggest myth out there. You do not need to be fluent in a language to travel, not even close, in fact. Most travelers move around the world with very basic knowledge of the local language, and they do just fine. But here's the interesting part. The experience you have when you know. Even a little bit of the language is completely different. And that's where things start to change. So no, you don't need to be fluent, but learning just a little bit. That can completely transform your trip. Think about this. When you can say simple things like, hello, thank you, how much is this? You're no longer just a tourist. You start becoming someone who connects. People respond differently to you. They smile more. They help you more. And suddenly, your trip feels more real, more human. Another huge benefit is confidence. Traveling can feel stressful sometimes. New places, different systems, unfamiliar environments. But when you understand even a few words around you, you feel more in control. You don't panic as easily. You don't feel lost all the time, and that confidence allows you to enjoy your trip instead of just surviving it. Here's something really important. Language is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. And more importantly, it's about trying. People don't expect you to speak perfectly, in fact. Most locals appreciate the effort more than the accuracy, even if you make mistakes, even if your pronunciation isn't great. The fact that you try creates connection, and that's something you can't get with Google Translate alone. Now let's talk about the practical side. If you have a trip coming up, how do you actually learn something useful without feeling overwhelmed? Here's a simple approach. First, focus on phrases, not grammar. You don't need to understand every rule. You need to communicate. Learn things like, how do I get there? I would like this, can you help me? Second, expose yourself to the language daily. Listen to music. Watch short videos. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain starts adapting. And third, keep it simple. Consistency beats intensity every time. 10 to 15 minutes a day. It's more than enough to make progress. Let's be real for a second. You are not going to become fluent in 2 weeks, and that's okay. The goal is not fluency. The goal is familiarity, to recognize words, to understand basic situations, to feel just a little more comfortable. That's it. And honestly, that's already a huge win. When you combine travel with even basic language skills, everything becomes richer. Ordering food becomes an experience. Asking for directions becomes a conversation. And simple moments turn into meaningful interactions. That's when travel stops being just about places and starts being about people. So do you need to learn a language before traveling? No, but should you learn a little? Absolutely, because it's not about being perfect. It's about opening doors you didn't even know existed. Thanks for being here today, and I'll see you in the next episode.